I was talking to a friend of mine over in England recently. He had mentioned this once before, but he mentioned it again. I thought, it's a really cool idea. And he said you can take a piece of a kind of a twig, a very slender branch of willow, and if you char it, similar to making char cloth and stuff like that, you can make a natural pencil. And I was just I was fascinated by this idea. I'd never heard of this before. This could be like the original way they made pencils back in the day. I don't know, maybe like a Renaissance time and stuff like that. Before the days of manufacturing and the way we buy pencils these days. But yeah, it was just I mean, he recommended willow. I don't know. Maybe there's other types of wood that would. I'm sure that they might work as well. But anyway, upon his recommendation, that's what I did. I went and found a little. I snapped off a piece of a willow and charred it up and tapered it into a pencil, and that was the one part of it. And and that gave me the idea um, yesterday. So if somebody wants to make their own, make and then you could make a holder for it. That's essentially what I made. That's just a piece of maple, which I also just resourced naturally, and you just drill the in a similar size hole, and you put it in there. And it's just snug enough. It doesn't fall out. Here, you can see it works quite well, as you can see. Um, so I thought, make a holder for this. Then I thought, what else can you do with this? And then I got the idea of putting, well, a decorative band on here, which is, I mean, anybody could think of something like that. You could personalize it. And then I had this idea of gluing a piece of sandpaper on here. So, like, if you don't have a sharpener, you can just take your sandpaper to it, yeah? And you could keep it in a kind of a pointy shape. So the sandpaper is just kind of a permanent fixture on your holder. And I thought that was a good idea to take this idea up, up a level type of thing. So that's what it is. And it's a holder for a natural. I don't know, what do you call this? A charcoal pencil. Yeah, it's a natural charcoal pencil. You just make your own holder for it. And if you want, you can put a piece of sandpaper on there. And the other last minute idea I had was to throw a magnet on there. Whoops, it's not quite strong enough for this, but there, if I grab it that way, it'll work. Um, yeah, so there you go. There's a magnet and a holder with a piece of sandpaper on there, in case you want to keep your you need to make your a point on there. And that's basically the video. It was about the idea I got from my friend over in England. I think it's an old idea, and I just had the the additional idea of making the actual holder for it, because you can always go get other resources, and you can always go make more charcoal pencils. And yeah, it's most of this. It's from nature. The little piece of birch there, the maple, I suppose even the sandpaper did come from nature. I think they use, what do they use for that? I forget what kind of stone that is. Garnet, isn't it? Garnet or something like that they make for sandpaper. And that was the piece of willow that he recommended. And you make a charcoal pencil out of that. So there it is. There's my sharing my little project where, out of curiosity, I wanted to see how this thing actually works, even though it's quite simple. It's quite ingenious, really. But nonetheless, that's the charcoal pencil. Thanks to my friend Andy's suggestion, and there's the charcoal pencil holder, which I made as well.